and to the eternity of God. We recognize that death is better than a life of pain, and that eternal rest is better than constant sickness. So let us not seek to understand what is too difficult for us, nor search for what is hidden, nor be preoccupied with what is beyond, for we have seen more than we can comprehend. As a drop of water in the sea, as a grain of sand on the shore, are our few days in eternity. But the good things in life, these things, such as a good reputation, they last forever. It is Betty's reputation which will carry her name and her memories into the future, long after the sting of her passing is gone. Let us not dwell on the last few hard years, or even the most recent decade. Let us instead recall her in her finest moments. We will use that strength to guide us. In fact, ancient rabbis praise the value of a name more than anything else, back at a time when oil was the most precious of things. They told us more than 2,000 years ago that there are 3 crowns: the crown of Torah, which is teachings, the crown of priesthood, which is our rituals, and the crown of royalty, that of laws. And then they added something which is accessible to every one of us, the crown of a good name. And that one excels all of the others. For Ecclesiastes tells us that a good name is treasured above all else. We know that wealth and health and yes, even life pass away, but a good name, that lives on forever. And in that view, the Talmud tells us that monuments need not be erected for the righteous, for their deeds are their memorials. She will be remembered and revered for the kindness that she has shown, for the love that she has given, for she is the shining example of a mensch. I know I just mentioned Ecclesiastes, who's also known as Kohelet. And Betty had 100 years to her. And yet this line from Kohelet says, the eye never has its fill of seeing. So young and old, those who depart this life, never see enough of the world, never complete their task, and never cherish their loved ones enough before they must depart. How we yearned for a respite before the final summons, how we yearned to have them close for another challenge in our life, for another joy, for another precious moment. Be with them now, those whose hearts are broken, because whenever parting comes, it comes too soon. Console them at this moment. Be with them when light seems distant, and sustain them until the time of healing.
Yihyu l'ratzon imrefi, Yihyu l'ratzon imrefi, ve'gyon libi lefanecha, Adonai sori ve'goali. Oh, may the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable before you, O God, my rock and my redeemer. Oseh shalom b'mromav, Huyaseh shalom aleinu, v'yakol Yisrael, v'imeru, Amen.
What a gift it is to be able to mourn. What a gift it is to grieve. Because mourning is the price that we pay when we have the courage to love someone. We know that the wonder of life is too magnificent, too complex to be memorialized in endless pain. The gift of spirit that our loved ones give us, that cannot be measured, it cannot be weighed, and it certainly cannot be tarnished by time. So in our darkest hours, we know that their light and their warmth will always be with us. And in the comfort of time and of healing and in courage of loving others, we will bring healing and peace. A reading specifically for moms. Your mom is always with you. She is the whisper that leaves you as you walk down the street. She is a smell of a certain food that you remember, the flowers that you pick, and the perfume that she wore. She is a cool hand on your brow when you are not feeling well. She is your breath in the air on a cold winter's day. She's a sound of rain that lulls you to sleep and the colors of the rainbow. Your mom lives inside of your laughter, and she is crystallized in every teardrop. Your mom shows every emotion: happiness, sadness, fear, jealousy, love, anger, helplessness, excitement, joy, and sorrow. And all the while, hoping and praying that you will feel only the good feelings in life. She is your greatest protector. She is the place from where you came, your first home, and she is the map that you follow with every step you take. She is your first friend, your first love, and even your first enemy. But nothing on earth can separate you. Not time, not distance, and not even death. When the dying is over, there is a different kind of memory that takes over. This is not the memory of an obituary, which was so lovingly crafted, if you have not read it. It is not that kind of memory, though. This is not the memory that records the past indiscriminately, but this is an active memory that sifts through all of the ashes of the past and retrieves those isolated moments, and it gives heart to the future. This is a memory. This memory is an act of resurrection, raising us up from the oblivious glories of forgotten years. The memories of failure, the recollections of frustration, and even those of regret will be precious. Broken memories are like the tablets that Moses shattered, placed lovingly in the holy ark of remembrance. Memories are saved, these immaterial, disembodied ghosts that endure. So when we speak of life after death, what do we speak of? Pointers, marking places that raise us up to life and give us a changed heart. Perhaps a life lived differently, better and wiser, and using the strength of Betty. So what is left after death but the life of the survivor and the memories? After all, Judaism is a way of life that emphasizes the importance of memory So often, think about all of our rituals that we have, those memories, those remembrances of events that happened a very long time ago that continue to shape our lives today. In a couple of months, we're going to eat matzah for Pesach to remind us of the Exodus that happened so long ago. And every week we get Shabbat, and hopefully a cessation of work on it, as a memorial to creation. And then the Yizkor services recited at these festivals help us remember those who shaped our lives and shared our years. And despite this emphasis on memory, our tradition recognizes that it is neither possible nor healthy to remember absolutely everything. We are to be selective in our memories. We acknowledge any pain that might have happened, but we remember the good and we dwell on the sweet. For the purpose of memory is not to make us bitter, it is to make us better. And that is not only true of our historical experiences, but of all of our personal relationships too. When a family member passes on, as we edit our book of memories, we accept that life has adversities, and then we highlight the warm smile, the thoughtful word, and the caring act. And then we help ourselves by focusing on the qualities that our departed have enriched our lives, such as what Betty had when she talked with people. She had no filter for her strong-willed opinions. Now, that elicits many kinds of responses, as we all know, and this also did not sway Betty to change her verbal ways. She was who she was, and a person knew where they stood when they were talking to her. What a lesson that we can learn to speak your mind. Another quality that Betty has shared with us and that we will remember is to do good for others. As many know, she was president of our congregation in the 1970s. And not only that, but she received the Jewish Federation Borenstein Senior Leadership in 1999. She was set on doing good in this community and guiding others to do so in fashion. We will emulate and we will remember her goodness for others. And above all else, Betty's quality of love of family will be remembered. Her blended family was a source of pride and devotions. Whether they shared genes or not was irrelevant to her. She was kind, and she had a special relationship with everyone in her family. She was one of 4 children, but the only girl. Her life would be surrounded by men. As we are keenly aware today, grief and love go hand in hand. She married Milt Watzman at the tender age of 22, and together they had 3 sons, Barry, David, and Max. They spent most of their life in Florida, and tragically, Milt died at age only 55. Through friends and through support, she worked her way through those sorrowful times. Eventually, she met and remarried Ira Monroe. He was another great love of her life. And how fortunate she was to have such love. After only 10 years of marriage, however, he too passed away. But through those marriages and the children from them, Betty knew love all of her days. From Carol and Wendy to Debbie and Karen, through her 12 grandchildren and more great-grandchildren, love knew no bounds, and we will remember this. Her dynamism, her goodness, her kindness are only some of the ways that we will remember her. The strength that she had throughout her life, even when her body itself waned, is to be remembered. So let us dwell on the ways that she lived life as a mensch and bring those memories to the forefront such that we are able to imitate her ways, filtered through our own lens and experiences. Zechor, to remember. Zichronam levacha. May her memory bring us blessings. And now for some personal remarks, I'd like to invite up a family friend, Cal Ledbetter. Apologies.
Thank you, Rabbi. It is an honor to be here today to celebrate Betty Denmark Watzman Monroe. This tribute is in two parts. It's a message for Betty. It's called The Big Branch. This is the first part. It was meant for her. I thought you knew God brought you into an American family, a family of immigrants who came for a new life. You came into a family of boys, with one exception, you. God challenged you to gain the attention of mom and dad and of your brothers, to excel and make a life and have a family. You did well. You did well in school. You worked hard. You found a mate to raise up a family of men, all boys again. You did everyone proud. You did so many things right, better, in fact, than just right. You made friends, lifelong friends. How? By being a friend to many. Community service, work, a thriving business, tragedies, love, and even a second husband. This time with not just boys, but girls to love. Fun times. You have always been there. Your family loves you. They admire you. You are a big branch in the tree of life. You support many, many other branches of the tree so that they can grow stronger. Your arms became weak, your legs tired, but your heart beat strong, and your branch is strong, and the tree, it's safe and secure. All because of who you were and what you have done. Your branch of the tree is strong and more relevant today than ever. We thank you. We love you. We saw you cry on Hanukkah. Holidays can be joyful and sad sometimes, yet tears of joy outweigh the tears of sadness. And that is still true today, this day. Why? It's because you, Betty, lived life vital and strong and with intention. We thank you for that, and we love you. Your branch is strong and good. We thought you knew. The second part of the tribute is messages from Betty. She shared over many conversations and at times from simple observation over the years, and say thank you. What you wear and good, well-matched clothing are important. Organize your drawers. Fold even the plastic bags. And always know where everything is in your home. Don't go up and work on your roof. Hire someone instead who knows what they're doing. You don't. A bad day at Mahjong beats a good day fishing. Thank you to good friends like Louise, who called the rabbi to come and see me when I couldn't call. Thank you, Marty and Emily, for faithfully coming to see me. You know you're very special to me. Thank you to Charles and Edith for throwing a hell of a Christmas party, a hurricane party, sorry, with Milt and I back in 1960 and staying true friends. Thank you, Marcy and John, Cindy and Cal, for staying connected, loving, and supportive. Thank you, Dottie and Jerry, for being like my second kids and taking me fun places with you. Thank you to my daughters, Wendy and Carol, and your families who have always stayed true and loved me. To Mom and Dad, Sarah and Joe, thank you for teaching me the importance of family, and by your example in always remembering those who had made tough sacrifices for you before and had helped you get started. To my brothers, Sam, Morris, and Meyer, through your military service to our country in Europe during World War II and your hard work throughout your lives, you were shining examples for your little sister to admire. Ira, you were a second blessing, and I so loved our travels and community involvement. And more than anything, our blended family. You kept me going, kid. Milt, don't worry. Despite your untimely departure, we made a great go of it here on the foundations you and I had made strong for our boys and for our store, Carolyn. Jennifer, my granddaughter, you were a brief, beautiful ray of sunshine. Ira and I loved your sleepovers and our time together. Barry, my son, we've missed your insatiable quest for all things computer, your genius, and we wish you could see how your wife Debbie and sons Jeff and Matt have thrived. You would be so proud. Thank you to my sons, David and Max, and daughter-in-law, Karen, and your families for your devotion. David, your honesty with me from when you were a teenager, I never forgot your confidence in me. You worked with me many years, and we grew our business together. Max, you gave me those earrings. I never forgot your silly joy as a little boy seeing me wear them, and our trips to the theater, son, season after season. Karen, your beef brisket, and the beautiful, beautiful granddaughters you gave me. Thank you, guys, and the little joys you each didn't know you brought to me, but you did. A special shout out to my granddaughters, Jamie, Jennifer, Michelle, Allison, and Jessica. Don't be shy about using the extraordinarily great talents God gave each of you. I am expecting meaningful and inspiring works from each and every one of you. No pressure. And another shout out to my wonderful grandsons, Jeff and Matthew, and Josh Traeger and Matthew Cohen, for being shining examples of the loving goodness and integrity that makes a grandma so proud. Thank you to the attentive and supportive staff at the Mayflower. You young people were always patient and kind, gracious and exceedingly professional. Even as I grew slow and took more time, I noticed these things. Thank you to my faithful Baeta caregivers who supported me and held me up these past few years. Elomi, DJ, Christine, and more. Getting my groceries on your way to work. Holding my hand. Playing games with me. Persuading me to come outside and see nature and the sun. And for being so darn professional and dependable, even as situations evolved minute by minute. Thank you. And so, give to your congregation and your community at large. Without them, you cannot be nearly as successful in life. Go to the theater, support the arts, get season tickets, orchestra left. Just take time out of your life for a matinee movie with a companion or two. Learn line dancing at 90 or earlier. But lastly, forgive me the times I was short with you, or might have judged too quickly, or been more cranky about growing old than I really needed to be. Remember instead that I loved life. Remember me for my loving heart, my gift of words written and spoken, and my love of humor. I made 100 years. Can you believe it? Me neither. Despite my human limitations in everything, I did the best I could. To life, Ohio.
Psalm 121. Esa inai el harim me'ayin yavo ezri. Esa inai el harim me'ayin yavo Ezri, Ezri, me'im Adonai, osei shamayim va'aretz. Ezri, me'im Adonai, osei shamayim va'aretz. Esa enai el harim me'ayin yavo ezri. Esa enai el harim me'ayin yavo ezri.
With God as my shepherd, I shall not want. The Eternal makes me lie down in green pastures, leads me beside still waters, restores my soul, guides me in the straight path for the sake of God's name. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You have anointed my head with oil. My cup overflows. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Eternal forever. I want to note one thing in this psalm is the imagery of the valley. Valleys, while they don't let in all the light, are open at the top, ensuring that you are never completely in darkness. Additionally, they are to be walked through, being open on both ends. They are not meant to be dwelt in. And finally, they are to be traversed together and not alone. So let us now go together and walk with you as we make our way to the cemetery. For those that would like to follow us to the internment site, my best advice to you is to plug in Temple Israel Cemetery into your GPS, and that'll take you right there. It's in Gotha, Gotha, if you need to figure out where that is. You're all invited over to the internment site. Thank you very much.